Welcome to Maths on Radio, a program catalyzed and supported by National Council for Science and Technology Communication, Department of Science and Technology, New Delhi.
सोचो सीखो बोलो बदलो सोचो सीखो बोलो बदलो चमका दो दुनिया को जीत लो इस जहां को
सोचो सीखो बोलो बदलो सिर्फ मैथ्स ऑन रेडियो के साथ 107.8 FM मस्ट रेडियो पर हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू अनदर फ्रेश एपिसोड ऑफ मैथ्स ऑन रेडियो। मैं हूं आपका दोस्त पंकज और आज के इस एपिसोड में हम बातें तो करेंगे खेल और मैथ्स के बारे में। जी हां, वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक वंस अगेन टू आवर फ्रेंड, आवर क्रिकेट अंपायर फ्रेंड, एंड चेक आउट कि टेस्ट मैचेस में गणित और मैथ का इस्तेमाल एज एन अंपायर उनको कैसा कैसा करना पड़ता है। लेकिन इस कार्यक्रम की इस एपिसोड की शुरुआत करेंगे कुछ बच्चों के साथ फ्रॉम दी वी कैन सेंटर, दैट्स ऑर्फनेज एट माहिम नियर द यूनिवर्सिटी, और ये बताएंगे कि भाई इनको मैथ्स के बारे में क्या लगता है। तो आइए शुरुआत करते हैं इन बच्चों के साथ।
हेलो फ्रेंड्स, माय नेम इज इकरा एंड माय बडी नेम तबस्सुम। वी आर गोइंग टू टेल अबाउट मैथ्स। आई लव मैथ्स बिकॉज़ इट्स थिंकिंग सब्जेक्ट. Now listen my buddy ideas about math.
I okay with maths because some questions are very interesting और some are very boring. So I okay with maths. तो इसी तरीके से आप सुनते रहिए 107.8 FM मस्त रेडियो, जहाँ पर आपको मिलता है ज्ञान का डोज हर रोज।
So simple है, यानी मैथ्स से अगर आप हैं परेशान तो ट्यून करिए मस्त रेडियो मेरी जान।
हाय फ्रेंड्स, मैं हूँ रुखसार, मेरे साथ है मेरी बडीज रेबा, आयशा और फौजा, और हम आपको बताना चाहते हैं हमको मैथ्स क्यों पसंद और क्यों नहीं पसंद। मुझे मैथ्स इसलिए नहीं पसंद क्योंकि उसमें सम्स है, मैथ्स, ये डिवीजन, मल्टीप्लाई, इसलिए मुझे नहीं पसंद।
मुझे मैथ्स ओके पसंद है क्योंकि कभी कभी मुझे बहुत रोना आता है मैथ देख के, और कभी कभी बहुत अच्छा लगता है जब मैथ्स सम करती हूँ।
मुझे मैथ्स पसंद भी है और नहीं भी पसंद। जैसे कि मेरी टीचर जब हमें को समझाते, जब मुझे सम बोरिंग लगता है तो मैं बेंच पे ही सो जाती हूँ। जब मुझे अच्छा लगता है तो मैं एकदम इंटरेस्ट के साथ लेती हूँ। तो इसी तरह आप सुनते रहिए 107.8 FM मस्त रेडियो।
So simple है, यानी मैथ्स से अगर आप हैं परेशान तो ट्यून करिए मस्त रेडियो मेरी जान।
हेलो फ्रेंड्स, मैं हूँ आपकी दोस्त तबस्सुम आलमगीर और मेरे साथ है मेरी फ्रेंड हीना। वो आपको बताएगी उसे मैथ्स क्यों पसंद है।
I like maths because it is so much fun subject and it is useful for our life. If we go anywhere then we have to do maths. Like if we go to market then also we have to do maths. If we want to money with our boss then also we will do maths. If we don't know maths then our boss will not give money properly because we don't know maths, and in game also we have to do maths like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and etc. And our teacher also teach very well.
तब तक कि आप सुनते रहिए 107.8 FM मस्त रेडियो, जहाँ आपको मिलता है ज्ञान का डोज हर रोज।
So simple है, यानी मैथ्स से अगर आप हैं परेशान तो ट्यून करिए मस्त रेडियो मेरी जान।
हेलो, मैं हूँ आपकी दोस्त तरन्नुम और मेरे साथ है मेरी दोस्त मसीरा। आज हम आपको बताएंगे हमारी मैथ की फीलिंग्स। मुझे मैथ बहुत पसंद है।
मुझे मैथ जरा भी नहीं पसंद है। मेरे सामने मैथ के बारे में बात किया ही मत करो।
अरे तुम्हें क्यों नहीं पसंद है? कभी ध्यान लगाकर सीखा है? सीखो, तुम्हें जरूर अच्छा लगेगा। मुझसे सीखो क्योंकि मुझे बहुत से डिफरेंट ट्रिक्स पता है जिससे मुझे मैथ बहुत पसंद है।
तुम मुझे नेक्स्ट टाइम सिखाओगी ना?
ऑफ कोर्स मैं जरूर सिखाऊंगी। तुम्हें पता है मैथ का यूजेस कैसा होता है?
हाँ मुझे पता है, बैंक में, ग्रोसर शॉप में, मेजरिंग में, टेलरिंग में।
अरे ये तो ऑफ कोर्स, लेकिन तुम्हें कुछ दूसरा पता है?
नहीं।
मुझे तो पता है, मैं तुम्हें नेक्स्ट टाइम जरूर सिखाऊंगी।
वो कैसे?
क्योंकि मैं 7th स्टैंडर्ड में और तुम 5th स्टैंडर्ड में और 7th स्टैंडर्ड का लेवल बड़ा होता है, इसलिए मुझे डिफरेंट थिंग्स पता है जो मैं तुम्हें नेक्स्ट टाइम सिखाऊंगी।
मुझे एक मैथ के बारे में जोक पता है।
हाँ बताओ।
मेरी आत्मा तुम्हें हमेशा सताएगी। M फॉर मेरी, A फॉर आत्मा, T फॉर तुम्हें, H फॉर हमेशा, S फॉर सताएगी।
अरे इट्स वेरी नाइस। हु टीच यू?
ये मेरी मैथ टीचर ने सिखाया।
शायद उन्हें बहुत पसंद है मैथ।
चलो फिर मिलेंगे सिर्फ और सिर्फ 107.8 FM मस्त रेडियो, जहाँ पे आपको मिलता है ज्ञान का डोज हर रोज।
Yeah, rockin' KK, SIS. I start with one and I get so bored. They come soon to do and I don't know where it goes. The tables are complicated and I don't wanna do it anymore. But you know you have to try. But numbers make me cry. Let's make maths good, better and best, so that you don't fail in a test. So why should one have to wait just to tune into 107.8?
Hello friends, welcome back to another fresh episode of Maths on Radio, and once again we have in the studio our friend from the cricketing world, from the cricketing field, our umpire, Vishwajit Marathe. Vishwajit, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yes, in the last episode we spoke about how basic calculations are required by an umpire in a T20 game or in a game of 50 overs, a limited overs game. Now when we come to the real cricket, that is called the test match cricket, what sort of difficulty levels does it bring about as far as calculations are concerned for the umpire?
कैलकुलेशन में जाने से पहले मैं आपसे एक बात कहना चाहूंगा। आप मेसी को तो जानते होंगे, फुटबॉल प्लेयर
लायनल मेसी।
बिल्कुल, बहुत ही पॉपुलर है आजकल। उनकी जर्सी ज्यादातर पहनी जाती है
10 नंबर वाली।
जी बिल्कुल।
और
पीछे लिखा भी रहता है मेसी। तो यहाँ पर हिंदुस्तान में जो बच्चे फुटबॉल खेलते हैं, फुटबॉल में ज्यादा दिलचस्पी रखते हैं, वो उनके सामने एक जैसे हम कहे क्रिकेट में जैसे तेंदुलकर बनना होता है, वैसे उन्हें फुटबॉल खेल के मेसी बनने की चाहत रखते हैं। तो इन्होंने एक टेस्ट क्रिकेट के बारे में बहुत ही अच्छा नहीं कहूंगा, लेकिन एक उनका कोट है कि आप आपके घर में कहते कि हम मैच खेल के आते हैं और आप 5 दिन के बाद आते हैं, तो आपके घर वाले आपको कैसे ट्रीट करते हैं? तो ये टेस्ट क्रिकेट है। टेस्ट क्रिकेट 5 दिन की होती है और जो लोग ज्यादा क्रिकेट जानते हैं वो तो जानते ही होंगे, पहले तो बिल्कुल कोई लिमिट नहीं होती थी। जब तक रिजल्ट अचीव नहीं होता तब तक खेलते रहते थे। और तब बहुत ही लिमिटेड नेशंस में ये खेल खेला जाता था। इंग्लैंड था, दक्षिण अफ्रीका, ऑस्ट्रेलिया। और एक काफी बहुत बड़ा, बहुत मशहूर किस्सा है टेस्ट क्रिकेट का कि जब तक तब वो बड़े बड़े बोट्स, बड़े बड़े जहाज से
एक देश से दूसरे देश
जाते थे और वहां पर क्रिकेट खेलते थे। और एक साउथ अफ्रीका बनाम इंग्लैंड का मैच ऐसा था जो ड्रॉ रहा। वो चला हालांकि 11 दिन।
ओहो। और
11 दिन तक वो लोग क्रिकेट खेलते रहे। 11वें दिन के बाद जब वो ड्रॉ रहा, क्योंकि उनके जहाज का समय हो रहा था,
अच्छा इसीलिए
उन्होंने खत्म करना पड़ा वो गेम। और तब जाते जाते इंग्लैंड का कैप्टन साउथ अफ्रीका के कैप्टन को बोला, अगर और आधा घंटा मिलता तो हम लोग ये मैच जीत जाते। तो ये खैर एक बहुत ही मजेदार किस्सा है टेस्ट क्रिकेट के बारे में। पर टेस्ट क्रिकेट बहुत ही एक आला दर्जे की क्रिकेट मानी जाती है, जिसमें व्हाइट क्लोथिंग्स और रेड चेरी यानी रेड बॉल का यूज किया जाता है। और जो टेक्निकली बहुत अच्छे प्लेयर्स क्रिकेट जगत में हैं, फिर चाहे वो सुनील गावस्कर कहिए, जहीर अब्बास, विवियन रिचर्ड्स, वो ज्यादातर यही कहेंगे कि टेस्ट क्रिकेट
Is
ये
the real
एक
cricket.
अच्छा क्रिकेट है।
बिल्कुल। कमिंग टू टेस्ट क्रिकेट, अगर टेस्ट क्रिकेट के फॉर्मेट के बारे में टाइम के हिसाब से अगर मैथमेटिकली इसको बिठाए तो कैसा रहता है, अगर हमारे सुनने वाले जानना चाहे तो?
जैसे कि हमने दिन के बारे में कहा, तो जो दिन पहले अनलिमिटेड हुआ करते थे वो लिमिटेड दिन हुए, यानी सबसे पहले तो 6 दिन
पहले।
बिल्कुल।
लेकिन बीच में कुछ
बीच में एक रेस्ट डे होता था।
अच्छा, तो खेलना सिर्फ 5 दिन था?
खेलना सिर्फ 5 दिन था, यानी 3 दिन खेलिए आप, फिर एक दिन रेस्ट डे,
और फिर
2 दिन का खेलना था। और इसके बाद वो रेस्ट डे वहां से हटाया गया और 5 दिन का जो आज के तारीख में हम क्रिकेट देखते हैं वो काफी ज्यादा पॉपुलर हो रहा है। तो इनमें कैलकुलेशंस कैसे होते हैं? सबसे पहले तो
दिन के 3 सेशन होते हैं
इंग्लिश में। सबसे पहले तो वी वुड लाइक टू कॉन्सेंट्रेट ऑन सेशन, नंबर ऑफ सेशंस
पर डे। ओके।
पर डे यू हैव गॉट 3 सेशंस। यानी आपने बहुत बार सुना होगा क्रिकेट कमेंटेटर्स के जरिए कि यू नीड टू फोकस ऑन दिस पर्टिकुलर गेम सेशन बाय सेशन। वन सेशन इज योर्स, यू आर मूविंग टुवर्ड्स विक्ट्री, अनदर सेशन इज योर्स, यू आर इंचिंग टुवर्ड्स विक्ट्री, एंड बाय डूइंग दिस
you win a test match.
You win a test match. And of course, these sessions are known as, in normal language, first session, second session, third session.
There's a pre-lunch, post-lunch and post-tea.
Yes, or rather first session, post-lunch session,
and
post-tea session.
तो हर सेशन कितने समय का होता है?
हर सेशन अमूमन तौर पे 2 घंटे का होता है।
Okay.
That means 2 hours, then go for lunch for 40 minutes, then 2 hours game, then go for tea for 20 minutes, and then 2 hours. That means a gap of 1 hour, which is also bifurcated in 40 minutes of lunch and 20 minutes of tea.
Right. So 7 hours of play a day.
Yeah, 7 hours of play. 7 hours of play in every day. That's how you go for 5 days, and the game ends.
Right. लेकिन टेस्ट मैच में कई बार ऐसा होता है कि 2 दिन हो गए, उसके बाद या फिर पहला दिन हो गया, उसके बाद बारिश आ गई या फिर ब्रेक हो गया, तो वो आधा घंटा एक्स्ट्रा वगैरह, वो क्या सिस्टम होता है?
अभी टेस्ट मैच में ये होता है कि बहुत बार, खासकर आप जब इंग्लैंड में खेलते हैं या ऑस्ट्रेलिया में खेलते हैं, ये अभी ऑस्ट्रेलिया में फिलहाल समर सीजन शुरू है, और तो आपको 7:30 रात के शाम के 7:30 बजे भी एक अच्छी खासी सनलाइट मिलती है।
ओके, 8 साढ़े 8 के बाद अंधेरा हो जाता है?
जी बिल्कुल। तो बिल्कुल 8 साढ़े 8 बजे तक थोड़ा सा लाइट डिम होगा, लेकिन 6:30 बजे तक तो बहुत अच्छी लाइट रोशनी रहेगी, जिसको हम नेचुरल लाइट बोलते हैं, नेचुरल सनलाइट,
प्लेएबल कंडीशन।
जी बिल्कुल। और आपको फ्लड लाइट्स लगाने की वहां पर जरूरत नहीं होगी, तो यू कैन कंटिन्यू टिल दैट टाइम।
Okay, so before that, sorry to interrupt you, apart from the sessions, I forgot to ask you the number of overs that have to be completed in a day.
Number of overs, minimum 90.
Okay, so that means you have 3 sessions, 2 hours each, and you have 90 overs that have to be bowled at least in a day.
Yeah.
That is the basic calculation or the background that is needed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now what happens if you are unable to bowl that 90 overs in that 6 hours? Okay. Then you get half an hour extra.
On the same day?
Yeah. Because what happens, due to various conditions, you set the field, then wicket goes down, so a couple of minutes are wasted over there.
Right.
So in test cricket, they do consider this, and they give you half an hour extra to complete number of overs.
Okay.
So suppose at 4:30 is scheduled closing, and you come to know that at 4:30 you have bowled only 83 overs.
Correct.
So 7 overs short, and umpire should grant you half an hour. That means so your scheduled closing will be of 5.
So your match starts at 9. You have 2 hours, 9 to 11.
Yeah.
11 to 11:40 is the lunch.
Yeah.
11:40 to 1:40 is your second session.
Yeah.
1:40 to 2 is your tea time.
Yeah.
And 2 to 4 is your situation where third session takes place.
Yes.
Now at 4 o'clock you realize that it's only 83 overs.
Yeah.
So you can extend that half an hour till 4:30, for example, to complete the remaining 7 hours.
Yes.
In this case, अगर फिर भी 90 overs नहीं हो पाते,
then you need to forget that overs. Then if you bowl only 88 overs, then there is a procedure where you ask captain why you couldn't complete the overs. Then captain is penalized, and that is code of conduct comes in picture. But if you complete that 90 overs, say now you have bowled 88 overs at 4:30, so you need to, the schedule close is 4, right?
Right.
This is what you said. So 4, you extend the game till 4:30. At 4, you realize that only 88 overs have been bowled, two more overs. But you have to extend the game for 30 minutes. Now, that 2 overs comes to an end within 4 minutes. Say you apply spinners from both the ends and the matter is over within that 4 minutes. Your game stops there. You need not to continue till half an hour more.
Okay.
Because number of overs are
90.
completed.
Correct.
The scheduled close of play, which was 4, is done with. Now that is a privilege what has been offered to you. Half an hour more.
Correct. Not necessary that you should use it.
You should go for all 30 minutes. Once the number of overs has been completed, you can move back to pavilion.
But also if you complete 90 overs before the scheduled close of play.
You mean to say your scheduled close of play is
As
4
and
you complete at 3:50.
Right.
Then you need to play till 4.
Acha, that's a compulsion.
Yeah. So both the conditions should meet. The time should reach and the number of overs should be completed.
That is the basic calculation which always has to be remembered by the umpire.
Yeah. That's one calculation. Now what happens many a times, as you said, due to climatic conditions, due to various other reasons, let's assume that the time is wasted for that particular day. Maximum up to 1 hour. Maximum up to 1 hour.
Okay.
That 1 hour can be adjusted. Suppose today we waste entire first session.
Because of rain, for example.
Because of rain. And after that we start at 11:40. Then what happens? You can adjust that 1 hour in that particular day.
Okay. By extending the day in the evening.
Yes. So scheduled close of play, instead of 4, it becomes 5.
Oh.
So, but you cannot go for 2 hours one session and 3 hours for next session. So what do you do?
Adjust.
2.5 hours session and then 2.5 hours session.
Okay.
That way you can go, but you have lost already 2 hours.
Right.
So next day you can adjust half an hour of that.
So you start early.
You start early
or you end
late. Whatever.
Okay.
Maybe as per the climatic conditions.
But then these minutes, the calculation of these minutes always has to be taken into consideration.
It is extremely important. An umpire, they need to convey their messages to captains that tomorrow, yes, we are tomorrow starting at, instead of 9, we are starting at 8:30.
Yeah, otherwise the players won't reach the ground.
Players won't reach the ground. And you will not be, anyways, even if climatic conditions supports, you will not be able to start the game.
Correct.
So that message should be clear. Now, as I said, you lost 2 hours of game. That means 1 hour is adjusted, so eventually you have lost 1 hour.
1 hour.
So 15 overs are reduced.
Correct.
Instead of 90 overs, mandatory overs, you need to bowl 75 overs.
75.
But what about that 15? You need to adjust on the next day.
Right.
So out of you have, now there is a benefit for both the sides. You get more number of overs to play. What happens? Suppose that half an hour you adjust on next day.
Either morning or evening.
Morning or evening. You have reduced 7 overs. That is, let's assume that you haven't lost 2 hours. You have lost 1.5 hour.
Okay.
Of which 1 hour you have adjusted on the same day.
Yes, and
half an hour. That means you need to cut down 7 overs.
And not 7.5.
No, not 7.5. Either you can cut 7 overs or you can cut 8 overs.
8 overs. It has to be rounded off.
Yes, but objective should be you should be able to get maximum number of overs.
Okay.
So while cutting down that over, you cut down 7 overs.
Okay, straight away.
So 83 overs you are going to get. Now that half an hour you adjust on the next day's play.
Okay.
Now again objective remains same. You need to get maximum number of overs.
That means 90 plus 7.
Not 7. This time you give it to 8 overs. Because you are giving number of overs to play. You are not removing it. While removing, remove less. While giving, give more.
Because you want to get more out of the game.
Yeah. So that takes your game to 98 overs.
Okay.
Now you need to give this particular thing to captain. While at the start of the game or towards end of the first day, that captain, we are going to start at 8:30. The game will be of 98 overs. So they are mentally prepared. Yes. Now tomorrow I have to
also from
do something more.
Players' perspective, it's important to understand these kind of numbers, because then they can actually adjust themselves and strategize how to go about the game. Because they might have lost a few extra wickets. They might have actually not lost wickets. They might have sent a night watchman who may have to play 8 instead of the mentally prepared 4 overs.
Yes.
So it becomes a very big number.
number.
Exactly. And night watchman, like technical terms again, people those who are aware of this, night watchman has got nothing to lose.
Right.
But number 4 batsman has got something to lose if he plays on number 5.
Correct.
So that adjustment should be there from every player's perspective, and even umpire, they need to consider this particular thing, because some rules like fast bowling or dangerous bowling, you need to consider relative skill of batsman. Batsman, just because he's coming on number 3 doesn't mean that he has got good skill. He might be night watchman. So umpire should be aware of the situation as well.
Okay, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Now talking about the changeover of innings, now how much time is normally given for that? And how many overs are probably cut in terms of calculations?
Yeah, in calculation, again, as I said, 2 overs we do cut, because 10 minutes are over. 4 minutes, that is
per over roughly.
Again it comes to 2.5, but while remove less, so 2 overs are cut down. Again, in normal circumstances we do offer 10 minutes changeover time, but if that changeover times comes in as a part of lunch break or as a part of tea break.
Okay.
Suppose in lunch, while going for lunch, captain says, umpire, we declare.
Or the last wicket falls at the
stroke of lunch. Then what happens? Then you don't get 55 minutes lunch. Then the changeover time is a part of lunch time only. So lunch time remains constant. Same goes with even tea time. While going for tea, at the stroke of tea, if
the innings ends,
and then your 20 minutes, that is inclusive of your lunch innings break.
Okay.
Now again, there are few tricky calculations. If at the stroke of lunch, suppose your lunch is at 11, and at 11 you look at the scoreboard, and scoreboard is showing 9 wickets down, you need to extend the game by half an hour.
That's in the second innings, for example.
No.
Or any innings.
Any inning.
Okay.
Any inning.
If 9 wickets have fallen.
9 wickets have fallen. You are going to increase that particular time of, say, lunch or tea.
By half
This
an
is
hour.
applicable for both lunch break as well as tea break.
Okay.
Then your lunch break or tea break goes further, that is postponed by half an hour. And if at the end of that half an hour wicket doesn't go down, then you go for lunch or tea.
Okay. So these things have to be taken into consideration, and the calculations have to be done properly, and they have to be communicated to the respective teams. And they should also understand the calculations so that they can strategize further.
Now what happens that I'll share you my personal experience. Was doing a match, and same situation occurs. Now we informed captain that we are going to increase the game, since we have on that particular day we have lost that 1 hour.
Okay.
Which needs to be adjusted in same very day. So instead of 4:30 closing, we just waved at captain and said, Captain, we are going to increase the game by 1 hour. We are going to postpone end of the day's play by 1 hour.
1 hour.
Instead of 4:30, it's going to be 5:30.
Okay.
Captain said, fine. Thank you very much, sir. And then they started game again. At 5:30, me and my colleague, we have realized that only 84 overs were bowled.
Even after extending for 1 hour?
Yeah. Because that 1 hour was already lost.
Okay.
So they got only 6 hours, but they were a bit slow due to various reasons. So we said only 84 overs has been completed. You need to finish off 6 more overs. And captain was too tired. Both the captains. I mean, one captain was on field. He was batting. Another captain was obviously on field since he was fielding. He said, half an hour more, sir? I said, yes. And then half an hour. They completed 90 overs, and it was all set to go for that is end of the day's play. Batting side captain suddenly realized that he has got just 20 runs to win, and he said, "Sir, 20 runs. Do we need to come tomorrow?" I discussed it with my fellow colleague and asked him, "We can increase the game by half an hour more."
Again?
Yeah, because in my opinion, result is achievable.
So you do not just postpone it to the next day?
Yeah.
And the light conditions were good?
Yeah, light conditions. Everything was good. Though that person was tired, he said, once for all, I'll clear this matter and I'll go home. And then the bowling side captain said, "Sir, what is this? I need to go home." But that way the calculation goes, since it was in our hand, and rule was allowing to do such type of things.
Right.
We have increased that game by 2 hours on that particular day. Instead of 4:30, we have ended up the matter on 6:30. Fortunately, the result was achieved. I mean, had that been the condition that only 18 runs are completed in that particular 30 minutes, then there is no further extension. Then they had to come
the next day.
Tomorrow. But
so very interesting examples that you are giving. But here, considering the rules, considering the playing conditions, the calculations have to be applied, and accordingly the game has to go on. That is the primary requirement.
Yes, of course. And what happens in this? Most of the times, umpires they should know rules.
Okay.
Or calculation part is taken care by scorers. Most of the times. Umpire, they need to assist. It is responsibility of umpires.
Correct.
But the manual work or laborious work, it is all.
Yeah, but the calculations will be dependent on what rule you apply.
Exactly.
So if you know the rule,
so you need to convey that rule to the captain,
and accordingly
to team management, because many a times they come with n number of doubts.
Correct.
Probably even they are aware of that rule,
but
still they do come, and probably they need to check whether
you
umpire knows it or not. I mean, that happens even with elite class and ICC panel big umpires. That's how the game goes.
But in fact, there are very interesting examples that you are giving, and I hope that in our forthcoming episodes we will keep on chatting like this and also trying to understand how rules are applied and accordingly the calculations and the mathematics in that changes.
Exactly, but I still I'm still not aware about the geometry part of cricket.
Okay.
I mean that's another interesting thing. I don't know with naked eyes how umpire is supposed to know that the elbow is bent in 45 degrees and to declare it as a thrown ball or chucked ball.
Chucked ball.
I mean, that is something.
I think we'll ask ICC to take some lessons on mathematics, or maybe listen to our programs.
Yes.
And probably help out umpires with that part of it. But Vishnuji, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll catch up with you again in our next episodes with more sports and mathematics.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Pankaj.
Have you ever thought about maths? Is it good or is it bad? Have you ever related maths with romance? बॉस अच्छा सोचोगे नहीं तो अच्छा होगा कैसे? Here is an example. I met one met two and fell in love. Together they are one soul, formed three. Isn't it nice? So public, अच्छा सोचो तो अच्छा ही होगा. तो सुनते रहो Maths on Radio.
दोस्तों, आपको हमारा ये कार्यक्रम कैसा लगता है, ये आप हमें बता सकते हैं हमारे ईमेल आईडी पर. हमारा ईमेल आईडी है radiomust@gmail.com. दोस्तों, फेसबुक पर जाकर आप रेडियो मस्ट कम्युनिटी रेडियो, ये हमारा फेसबुक का पेज भी लाइक कर सकते हैं, और हमारे तमाम जो एपिसोड है इन्हें सुनने के लिए हमारी वेबसाइट पर भी जा सकते हैं mastradio.in. तो दोस्तों, सुनते रहिए. मैं हूं आपका साथी प्रशांत. लेता हूं आपसे इजाजत, इसी वादे के साथ कि अगली बार कुछ और एक रोचक जानकारी आपके लिए लेकर आऊंगा.
दोस्तों, आज के लिए बस इतना ही. मैथ्स से जुड़ी जानकारियों के लिए सुनते रहिए हमारा प्रोग्राम मैथ्स ऑन रेडियो. अगर आप भी मैथ्स के बारे में कुछ जानना चाहते हैं या फिर हमें कुछ बताना चाहते हैं तो तरीका बहुत ही आसान है. आप हमें ईमेल कर सकते हैं radiomust@gmail.com पे, या फिर आप लॉग इन कर सकते हैं हमारे फेसबुक पेज पर मैथ्स ऑन रेडियो @must. टिल देन, टेक केयर.
This is Must Radio, only on 107.8 FM.
Maths on Radio, a program catalyzed and supported by National Council for Science and Technology Communication, Department of Science and Technology, New Delhi.